Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4 Millennium Dawn with me, Alpha Pi Omega, and Ukraine. So, I have a lot to talk about now because I wanted to just do a little quick check on my mistakes in the past episode, and I actually spent at least 40 minutes researching and reading and finding other topics that I would like to learn a bit more about. That's the curse of a person interested in historical studies. There's always so much more to learn. So, first of all, yes, I completely screwed up. Let's rephrase everything. There were two major things happening in Ukrainian history. One was the Orange Revolution that did in fact happen in the year 2004, and that one brought Viktor Yushchenko into power. So that was the first revolution. Viktor Yushchenko was ruling with Yulia Tymoshenko, and he was a pro-Western leader. Now, after Yushchenko came Viktor Yanukovych, who was a left-leaning pro-Russian president who was ruling from 2010 to 2014, and he's the one who was ousted by the Euromaidan revolution. Now, then came Petro Poroshenko that we have here. Actually, there was a little interim president or acting president, Alexander Turchinov, Alexander Turchinov, not to mispronounce his name, but he's not that important. He just stabilized the situation until Petro Poroshenko was voted into power, and that president was beaten by Volodymyr Zelensky, who is ruling in Ukraine today. So, my apology for that. The Revolution of Dignity, or the Maidan Revolution, or Euromaidan Revolution, is the one that happened in 2004, and the original one was called the Cower Revolution or Orange Revolution. My bad, I mixed those two up. I'm very sorry. So, I hope I didn't confuse you too much. So, yes, the reason why we have the Revolution of Dignity is to get this guy into power, basically. But I'm not entirely happy that I started doing that, because I now understand that this is actually what triggered Russia to invade and take Crimea, so I'm not sure how that's gonna happen. There is no trigger here though, nothing that should make that happen, so hopefully it's going to be fine. So anyway, I actually dug a bit deeper into the history of Ukraine, and I wanted to find some nice names for our ships, and I did so. So the third frigate that we have of the Krivak class 3 is going to be named Taras Shevchenko, who was the founder of Ukrainian literature and of modern Ukrainian language. So I think we should have that reflected in the game. The fourth ship is going to be named Vladimir I, who was the first Christian ruler of Kiev and Rus. He actually had to run away from Ukraine after his brother, I believe, was assassinated, and he feared for his life. And the last frigate is going to be called Cherson, just because I hate Putin and I want to spite him. Not that he will ever learn about this, but, you will be... Well, actually, let's put it there in the Ukrainian name, so that would be Kherson. Okay. So, just to commemorate the defense of the city, we're gonna have that, and we need to actually design a new ship that is going to be built. Now, we don't have enough naval experience for that frigate, but I actually thought that we might go have a helicopter operator. I don't mind that much, though. To be fair, as far as research goes, this is a fairly aged model of the ship. Yeah, we have the 1990 frigate hull. Wow, we have absolutely no cruisers here. That's interesting. Okay. 1975, helipads 2. What is the difference here? Service manpower, surface detection, less visibility, sub-detection is higher, speed is higher, max range is higher, fuel usage. Wow, we actually have a specialized helicopter here for that. Okay, that's interesting, but career. Yeah, let's get that. I don't think we want submarines either. So the question is, do we want to go with the helicopter operator? Yeah, we definitely won't have the time to wait for this. So the question is, do we go with a destroyer now? Or do we go with the helicopter operator? So let's check the helicopter operator and see what such a ship would be good for. So you can obviously have, wait, let's put the best radar there. Digital integrated fire control system, and you actually can get light guns. Here you could have a point defense system. These chain guns are not really helping much. So let's see, turret missiles. And this is way better. So let's have it like this. Wait, no, not point defense. You cannot have the turret missile. Okay, like that. So one anti-airship and one anti-air and one anti-ship. And this one, yeah, we definitely need the helipads. That's actually something that should be there. So maybe I should go like this. That would make more sense, wouldn't it? And we can have the anti-ship missiles here. The anti-submarine would be provided by our destroyers. And okay, this is better. We can design this. So let's name this Ukraine class, and it's gonna be a helicopter operator. Light attack. 20,000, Jesus. Surface detection, sub-detection. Well, let's save it. Let's compare this to our frigates, to Krivak. So you got surface detection of 67, you got 50. Sub-detection of 68, you got 53, surface visibility 13, this one will be definitely more visible, 18. Wide attack, wide piercing 51 and 20, you got 22 and 18, oh damn, this one is much better. Heavy attack 30 and piercing 30, while you have none, okay. Anti-submarine warfare 45, you got 32, anti-air 189, you got 302. Okay, max speed 44. You got 29. Is that because I forgot to change the engine? Tell me, game, did I screw up? Yep. Yep, I did. I did. Okay, so we need to change this before we actually start building these, so never mind. Let's start one more Krivak and do just one. It's gonna be done in 14th of July, so just a couple of months, and we're getting daily experience, so that should do it. Okay, and then we're gonna add the helicopter operator. So actually these frigates and our Krivak class, our helicopter operator will work together. So that makes sense. So the revolution and dignity, we're preparing for that, and we're getting very close to being able to squash a bit more of this damned corruption. So I'm hoping that's gonna work. Medium corruption would be good for us. Medium corruption would be good for everyone, actually. So why would I feel bad about that? So how is Iraq doing? It's a puppet of the United States now. Ayat Alavi is ruling there. Could embargo them. That would certainly help. Relations are fairly neutral though with them. So I guess that's fine. And Czech Republic has military bases in other nations. Okay, so that's because they're a member of the NATO. Yeah. Well, we aren't. What do you have? Finland has a very good opinion of Russia. Okay, that is interesting. I would not be expecting that. Germany has a very good opinion of Czech Republic. Who does have a very good opinion of us? No one. Unfortunately. That's the sad truth. No one likes us. No one really likes us. Okay, production. So, manpads we get 76 now in stockpile. Now, remember our stockpiles are nothing that dramatic, but I'm happy that we get some anti-tank guns in stockpile and manpads in case of a conflict that can provide a slight buffer until we get a bit more. I need to check, do we have like an anti-air? Yeah, SAM sites. We have none. Okay, construction cost, surface to air, long-range anti-air missiles. Air bases. Okay, so the Revolution of Dignity is done. The Revolution of Dignity, or Euromaidan Revolution, marks the beginning of a series of riots and revolts that advocated for the closure of the European Union Association Agreement and the reinstitution of the 2004 Constitution. The matter at hand is that Ukraine is above all. The West is where we should be. Good. So now we can unite the opposition, which would give us extra stability. And then that would lead us to deal with the oligarchs, economic recovery, and fight against bureaucracy. So I think that's actually something that we can do, and I think that we can actually lower the corruption now. Oh, nice! As we're lowering and increasing stability, it's getting cheaper. So medium corruption. Okay, look at that. Budget is slightly increasing. We're almost doing that. Now we're losing only a tad bit of money. Look at there. Look at there. 51% stability is also pretty damn nice compared to 20 that we started with. I think we're on the right direction. Okay, what is this? Cyber warfare. The wars of the 21st century are increasingly being fought not in the air, sea or land, but in the cyberspace. We should make astute decisions so as not to fall behind in this critical area of modern combat. Small investment gains national spirit. Basic cybersecurity infrastructure. Encryption plus 1%. Okay, so this is about encryption. Steal Russian state secrets. Tag bonus against country. Cool, okay. I'm not opposed to that. But let's deal with our rebels first. We need one more support campaigns, and then we can reign in Donbass and close that chapter of our history. Now, I'm not sure if that will remove. No, I don't think so. I don't think it's gonna remove the mechanics, but it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. After which we really don't have to worry about anything. I think that with the rising stability, the chances for revolts and the demonstrations are lowering because we haven't had one in a while. So I can kind of hope that this is going to work. Now, one thing I'm kind of interested in is that now that the Iraqi campaign is done, will the United States go after Afghanistan? Or did Afghanistan by winning here? Because Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan, Salafi jihadism, no elections, Pakistan. I'm not entirely sure because the faction that triggered the war was, of course, Taliban. So, yeah, never mind the outlook for India. An excavation one has been finished. That is just great. So now we have to decide what's going to be the first technology that we are going to invest in as far as the military goes. Now, we could get the main battle tank very cheaply, and that would make us pretty good, but I think we might go, quite honestly, with better vehicles, because this is just embarrassing. We have the 1965 vehicles, defense 2, defense 4, yeah. And now, we're using so many of these. Let's get the US, that's Soviet. So I think BPM, Spartan Dozor. Okay, so this one obviously already exists. Not a bad one. So let's work on the UAZ, because that is just, yeah. Okay, but now we're extracting 44 steel, which is good. We produce light metals in decent quantities. Yes, we're in positive again, even though our debt has severely increased to $93 billion. So what is this? A new path from Myanmar. The military government today announced that the decades-long process of drafting new constitution has finally been completed. While the new constitution marks a liberalizing shift in Myanmar's politics, it nonetheless preserves the military's continued rule in the government, such as by ensuring its possession of 25% of the seats in the parliament. It remains to be seen whether this constitution will be a vehicle for democratization or a tool for continued military rule. Well, we know answer to that one, but we now have the the Navy experience to work on our helicopter operator and put, which engine do we want to put that? I would probably put the fastest one there, which would be the jet turbine engine. Diesel powered engine. I definitely don't want to put a reactor there. Okay. So I can now put it there. Let's see. Helicopter. So you are costing 5,125 and you are costing 20,723. So about 4 times as much. Service manpower, HP 472, you got 174, armor 14, you got armor 30. Yeah, this ship is way more advanced. Yeah, you have no carrier capacity, though, because you're just a helicopter operator, but still pretty decent. So if this one is okay, we're contributing 48 per day. For 2 days, let's call it 100. So this is gonna take about a year and something to construct. Well, that's fine. That is fine. We're finishing this last tidbit. Okay. Still have a positive balance sheet. And I think that now we're gonna go to get the support campaign. Weaker stability. Yeah, the stability should be increasing slightly. Hey, we're starting to get some extra military and naval yard output. That's good. And tax cost is lowering. Okay, good. Well, the bureaucracy is getting a bit more of a hang of it. I have to say that is good news. That is good news. Now let's look at the production again. So we're getting, yeah, we're almost done with the small arms. Just a couple more, well, about a year. Okay, but we definitely want to cancel you and put you in the command equipment. That will increase the, well, actually our efficiency has increased quite a lot. We're still, wait, what did we finish? Did we finish? I should pay more attention to the technologies that I finish. I always pay attention to them when, yeah, it's the multivolt carbon nanotubes, aren't they? Was it something else? Sure. But the production efficiency has increased significantly. So we're still down by 10%. So that means you guys will get like maybe 18 per day down. Okay, our factories are starting to chug out pretty decent amount. Plus, I know that we are, with the stability, we're starting to get bonuses, and the corruption also, I think, yeah, is no longer hindering that. So yeah, damn good for us. We are starting to look in a pretty good shape. We might have to soon think about upgrading some of our units. Artilleria Brigada. First of you guys, 8. Mechanizovana Brigada. It's also a pretty good one. But we have a lack of recon units. That's bothering me a bit. Even the tank brigade, well, they do have an actual motorized brigade, but there are some nice recons here. Russian election. Vladimir Putin forms new government. Emerging outlook. What a surprise. Yednaya Russia. Yep, United Russia. Reactionary. Oh, that's not good. Okay, united the opposition. The primary opposition we have is those that support Russia. The Russophiles are currently the only thing stopping us from making positive changes here in Ukraine. They wish to see us aligned with Russia as their puppet state. It is time to show them the beauty and unity within Ukraine. We are a people united, one and forever. So extra stability. Okay, our military industry output just jumped up by 3.7%. And now I can go with either a reduction of the state or constitutional reform. So that is a question what we want to do. So we either lower the state apparatus or we increase the state apparatus. Wait, was it really for the decentralization or large civil service, or no, both of them replaced that. Okay, both of them replaced that. That doesn't make much sense. But they were political power gain, stability, military industry construction speed. Okay, I think we can leave that for a bit later. Now let's see if we can deal with the oligarchs. So that will make them, their stance towards us, from negative to hostile. But their political power game will be lowered. Tax cost will be lowered. Okay. War support will be increased, construction speed will be increased, efficiency will be increased, but cost to change corruption will be increased as well. It's not something that I would like, but the stability boost... Yeah, let's do that. The oligarchs are a plague in our great country. The lack of merit in most offices has caused our country to become nothing more than a cesspool of corruption. It is in our best interest to begin to undo the damage that has been done by these parasites. The oligarchs must be dealt with. So that's one thing that's kind of interesting when you look at Ukraine versus Russia. There's a great book about how the presidents of Russia and presidents of Ukraine dealt differently with the oligarchic structures within there. In Russia, basically Putin made them his puppets. He basically told them, you either do it my way or you're going to be jailed. Now, there was a large number of cases where Putin basically destroyed some of the richest people in Russia because they wouldn't listen to him and bow to him. Well, in Ukraine, the oligarchic structures actually became, well, I guess, like, rooted in the state in a way that forced the president to work within them. So basically, the president was the middleman between various interest groups. So that was kind of interesting to see this comparison between Russia and Ukraine. It might also be a little bit of a piece to why the corruption in Ukraine was so prevalent, even, going as far as to surpassing a Russian one, which doesn't seem, really possible in normal means. But yeah, that's what happened. We spoke about it before, and it's kind of interesting to see and see that and think about that in this context. Okay, so the dock in Crimea is going to be built soon. Yeah, Russia is not doing anything against us. They are one step away from invading Crimea at this point, so we really should start modernizing our army as soon as possible. Okay, so you guys are done. Good job. 81 days. Okay, I think that really is worth... Actually, we have 2 factories in there. Okay, let's cancel that. I'm gonna cancel that production and put 2 in here. And what I'm gonna do is, once we get the upgrades to our various equipment types, I'm gonna start putting things in there from the small arms production, because this one will really be done pretty soon. 13.73, and we still have the increasing production efficiency, meaning that within less than a year, basically this is like 300 days now, much less than that actually, 250 days, we're going to be done with the small arms, at which point we'll just be producing them in reserve. But that doesn't really make that much sense when you think about the fact that we need more modern weapons. So I'm gonna next, after we're done with the upgrade of the utility vehicles, well, I could go a bit further, but I don't think we're gonna do that at this point. It actually might make sense, to be honest, to just like jump at least 2 steps ahead to make it worth our while to even produce. I could devote another one to the guns. Well, we'll see. Anyway, Aung San Suu Kyi released. Interesting, Aung San Suu Kyi. In Czech, it's Aung San Suu Kyi released. After an extended period of resistance, the military government has finally caved into local and international pressures to release Aung San Suu Kyi from house arrest. This momentous decision follows the release of other prominent opposition politicians. So actually, this might be the change that we thought would happen. Is it still nationalist outlook? Okay. And Italy is still there. Actually, did Sweden leave the EU? I didn't really check the outcome. States of European Union. No, Sweden is still there, but the Euroscepticism there is 41%. And that is pretty high. Plus they're breaching the EU values. So I'm pretty sure they're gonna leave eventually. Though I'm not sure how the mechanic works. I would be lying if I claimed I did. So, hey, 4 factories now. 3rd of September. Good for us. Okay, we're in a bit of debt again. But nothing major, just a very small deficit. Which I am pretty okay with, actually. That's not hurting us in any way. And we should be finishing the what is it called? The support campaigns very soon, which will boost our stability of the regime by extra 4, allowing us to reign in Donbass. The Donbass has had it good for far too long. The pro-Russian sentiment must be crushed. It's actually really rough. Excavation 2 has been finished. So do we want to go research speed plus 3%? No, we need a bit more investment into our Kyrgyzstan. Another killing. We need a bit more investment into our military. And it would be anti-tank, but these are way ahead of time. We might want to look into the short, medium, self-propelled anti-air. Would pretty be good against the Russian overwhelming majority, but this might be something worth looking into. Yeah, we need to start looking into our military doctrine as well. God damn, there's so many things that we need to do. Advanced computing, education cost, speed. Actually, 3G. This might be good. That lowers the education cost a bit. So many technologies. Reduces policing cost. Monthly population. I know what, we might just go ahead with construction though, because that we need handguns. Definitely. Let's go with handguns. I need to invest more into military now. I know that research and everything is important, but we'll have 2 dedicated researches to that, and we'll have 2 that will reform our military, because in case Russia decides to attack us, we need to be ready. Now, we will probably never be ready, but we need to be as ready as possible for that. Question, are there any fortifications here? Yes, and they are not that expensive. Yeah, they're land-based. Okay, deal with the oligarchs has been finished. And that means we can now go with the economic recovery program, which actually just gives us 2 civilian industries without any negatives. And look at that. The budget is increasing. So yeah, the support campaigns are done. Our stability of the regime is 82%, and now we are going to reign in Donbass, because we need to remove that enemy foreign claims on our territory. That should also provide us with well, it's probably not going to provide us with anything against Russia, but at least we will sleep a bit better when it removes some of the foreign claims. Okay. And on that note, I'm going to end the episode. So we have done quite a lot. We went through a number of national focuses, and now we're going to go with the economic recovery program. We might even go with, fighting against bureaucracy might be a good one. Privatization of state enterprises. International bankers. Of course, economic program, promote small businesses. Yeah, that one I won't, but I don't want it now. Instead, we need to finish building this one. That's gonna take it takes 2 whole years to build that. But we're gonna get, after we get this one, we're gonna get an additional research slot, and that is super important. And then we're gonna finish the one in Zaporozhye, after which we might finally upgrade our GDP. And it's going to be what of the population? What's going to be the effect? Military wages increases, research speed increases, construction speed is lower a bit, but we get more factories in state, better stability, and I should pretty much double our economy. I'm not sure how it's going to affect the budget exactly, but I'm just hoping. Yeah, and look at that. Our GDP has increased to 1.84 billion from 11 cement factories. So that is pretty good. I think we started somewhere like 0.7, didn't we? So, yeah, I'm happy. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me. I'll see you in the next episode where we are going to work on furthering our aims. And Jesus Christ, look at how much steel and everything we're missing. Is this thing even being built? No. Okay. But quite honestly, there's no way I can do this. There is no way I can actually do this. 32. Damn. Why are we exporting this when we really need it? 32 and 16. Well, I mean, we don't need that ship anytime soon anyway. We can build it for a couple of years. That's not a big issue, but damn. I wish we could start importing, but that would just pretty much bankrupt us. My hope is that we can actually just increase the budget, start lowering the taxes, freeing up factories from the tax cost, and putting them on the market to import more resources, because, geez, this is insane.